Sometimes when people come to me for CV enhancement and strategic career moves, one of the things that surprises them is the fact that I ask them about their life, I ask them about their aspirations, I ask them about what they have done that is not related to the job. Usually people tend to think within the box and they don't think outside the box. And I will tell you why I do that. One of the reasons why I got a lecturing position the first time I applied for a lecturer job more than 12 years ago, one of the major reasons was that, first of all, they were looking for an entrepreneurship lecturer. So during the interview, the panel informed me that two of the most interesting things about me were, number one, the fact that I had been running some enterprises. I was an entrepreneur myself. Mind you, when I sent in my CV, I was not sure whether to include the fact that I had run a pest control company, I had run a business for buying and selling household goods, I had run a business of buying and selling cars, and a few other things. I was not sure whether to include that in the CV. What if they won't give me the job because they say you are an entrepreneur, so you won't have time for us? But I just felt like, you know what, let me put it there because that's what I've been doing. That was the first reason. They were happy with that and they were asking me in the interview to say, tell us more about the pest control business. When did you start it? What did you learn about it? How far is it now? Tell us about this other business. Tell us about this other business. What did you learn from all these businesses? Where are you with those businesses? And I was very earnest and I told them the truth. And although a panel is not supposed to tell you we are taking you, but you could see that they were enjoying the fact that I was hands-on. They wanted somebody who is an entrepreneur to come and teach entrepreneurship because they had started a particular program for entrepreneurship. They wanted a few students specifically for entrepreneurship and to make it practical. I was then expected to develop modules that were practical, that help students to get mentors from industry, real mentors who are running businesses. So if I'm not an entrepreneur, it will be difficult for me to connect with those entrepreneurs out there. And also, if I have not run a business, I will be constricted. I know it because there are some lecturers that have actually confided in me to say, you know what, I'm teaching entrepreneurship because I did it in school, but I'm not an entrepreneur. And it's hard. How do I motivate the students to run businesses when I have never run one? It happens. So number one thing was the fact that I had run a business. I had run business. I was still running businesses and I put it on my CV. I'm not saying you should do the same. Some things need a one-on-one with a consultant to help you accordingly. I'm not saying you should copy what I did. So that was number one. Number two, the fact that I had done my MBA. In the MBA, I didn't have a PhD by then. In the MBA, I had come out with 3 distinctions in my final year. I got 3 distinctions. Now, somebody's thinking, what has distinctions to do with this whole thing? I did a video where I was saying it's important for you to make sure you get what? Academic excellence. Pass very well in what you do. Yes, I didn't pass everything, but those 3 distinctions made a difference because one of the panel members said, I'm impressed that you are an entrepreneur, number one. Number 2, you got a distinction during your MBA in entrepreneurship. What does it say? It means I'm serious with entrepreneurship and I understand it. I understand it theoretically and I understand it practically because I'm running businesses. So I was not surprised when I got the job. What am I saying? There are certain things that you have done. It could be you making magwinya and selling. Maybe you completed school in 2023 or 2022 and you have never worked, but in between you have been selling magwinya or you have been an agent for a certain company and stuff like that. Now, when you write your CV, you are writing that you have no experience of work. Yet, what you don't know is that cooking and selling magwinya shows initiative. It shows that you can sell. It shows that you are somebody who is not afraid to stand for what you believe. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I would love to hear from you. I love you. Dr. Wilbert Mutoko signing out. Cheers.